Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that excerpt and it made some sense to you. In the slide images that Draper projects, you can see his wife and his children, and it's a very beautifully directed scene as well as a persuasive moment. Obviously, it's meant to be very meaningful, and it's a big success for Draper to get this account. So, from a rhetorical perspective, how is he able to persuade? Which of those elements were in there? Logos, pathos, ethos, teros. So I can detect myself a very strong pathos in there as he talks about nostalgia, as we see him kind of looking off from a sort of low angle close up. We see one of the his coworkers stumble out of the room in controlling his emotion, not for Don, but because something's going on in his life, which is a subplot. So we see a pretty strong emotional component there. So lots of pathos. And what else would I want to say that? I think there's also a wink or a nod to rhetorical theory in itself. Notice that Draper uh, attributes the tip about nostalgia to an old Greek colleague of his, which maybe could have been Aristotle, who knows. There was a first scene from Mad Men, which was, demonstrates some rhetorical principles at work. Let's go back to our slides here and continue on um, with what else are we going to do here? Can we move on, please? Oh, no. Yeah, I don't want to play that. I did. Oh, what's interactive about rhetoric? Another concept that Aristotle brought forth was enthymeme. And you may notice meme is in there, which is kind of fun. I do believe they have the same root at the source. So an enthymeme is defined as a process in which the audience supplies meaning by co-creating it interactively and coming to the conclusion that exists in the mind of the communicator. So this is the idea that a communicator in front of an audience need not necessarily spell out what it is that they're going to say. In fact, it may be more effective, more convincing if they hold back from explicitly, saying what they want to say, and instead try to create the conclusion in the minds of their audience. And so I just want to remind us of one of the Super Bowl commercials that we looked at, which could be a, kind of a funny instance of an enthymeme, right? So the idea is that you don't say out loud what you want your audience to think, but you lead them all the way there rhetorically until they get it.